We've seen a trend during the COVID-19 pandemic of how we change. We're basically forced to change how we spend our money in a lot of ways when we saw a lot of retail businesses close. Online delivery, particularly with grocery delivery, people were not really, this was not a big thing really in the beginning of the year, even 2019, not all that common. It was really only in select places. And now seemingly almost everyone, you could either do pickup or grocery delivery. And there's a burgeoning business around that, Rodney. Talking about one, off the top of my head, a story here from Wall Street Wire, riding monster pandemic delivery wave. Instacart valuation doubles in 2020. At the start of 2020, Rodney, Instacart was valued at just under $8 million. And now Bank of America analyst expecting sales from reaching $705 billion by 2025. This is an absolute growth area, isn't it, Rodney?
It is. And like you said, we were not forced, but we were strongly encouraged to do these things by the pandemic. And so people who might have, adopted this method of purchasing or going through commerce in the years ahead, they moved it forward. And the companies that offer it had to scramble to figure out how, right? Their systems had to support it. Their delivery mechanism had to support it. Their ordering mechanism had to support it. So a lot of things happened really fast over the summer to kind of move this adoption forward. And so it doesn't go backward. It would be very unlikely for us to unwind much of this when the pandemic passes and we're able to go back to stores because people get used to it. Right? They get used to the convenience. They get used to whatever it is about it. And so maybe they have a hybrid system, but still they've now got that in their repertoire of things that they will do. And so, like I said, we've just kind of blazed that path. We've made the roads wider in terms of what we're willing to do online. And I think it only, benefits us going forward as we kind of fast track that adoption. But it also means we fast track leaving the traditional brick and mortar or methodology that we had for shopping. And that's going to be a big deal, particularly as we stare down the holiday season, which is when we do most of our shopping.
Yeah, and so it's not just the startups here. I think the big boys. I'm thinking specifically of Walmart, Amazon. I think everyone is trying to jump into this delivery and pickup game, and customers like it, right? I mean, as much as we say I think we want to go. I don't know. I was speaking for myself. I don't really like going into a store. I don't like having to walk through the aisles. I don't like having to. I was just in Walmart the other day. I don't know. I must have just picked the absolute worst time of the day. But all these old ladies with giant shopping carts. No one's looking behind them. They're in my way. I just want to pick up 3 things in Walmart, which is of course a mistake on its own. And I instantly said, I should have just did a delivery thing rather than walking into the store. And I mean, I think this is a positive though, isn't it? Or is it just the danger that we might just see is that other danger that brick and mortar is, we're going to lose jobs because of that?
Oh, we're going to lose jobs. There's no question. I mean, it takes fewer people to run a warehouse and delivery system than to keep a store stocked and keep it clean and keep everything going. And so we're going to have to figure out how to transition and reabsorb those employees. But like I said, it was going to happen over time anyway. Yeah. And then you get into this chicken and egg thing of inventory, right? So if you go to walmart.com and you start looking for things, you're going to see a lot of inventory there that reads not available in store. Yeah. And so it's going to be where, you go to the store for 2 or 3 things, but the selection that's at the physical store isn't what matches what you thought was available. And so it doesn't force you online, but it certainly says, hey man, if you want, more choices, you're online. And so I think that's going to be a big part of this going forward.